When I became friends with Marine and we were discussing this whole thing, which everything she calls is a situation. So she told me about that she is friends with a group of girls who are together for past 30 years.
30 plus years.
Plus 30 plus.
Yeah. So that was like overwhelming for me because I have very few friends and I don't hang out in a group of friends from my school. So I just thought that maybe I should call all of you and we should sit and talk about that friendship and your life in general. So first question is, how you guys are together for past 30 plus years? How did you make it?
Wish we knew the answer. I think majburi hai. How to say this.
I like to call it trauma bonding to a certain extent, but not in a PTSD kind of way, in a good way. That I think it's just the collection of experiences that you gain over a span of 30 years. There's no replacement. So then you're just kind of that connection.
Bonded together.
Yeah, where people are completing each other's sentences, completing each other's thoughts because you were there and you experienced it all together. So then it kind of just keeps adding up, right? That would be it. It's just the experiences just kept piling up. And then you can't compete with that to replace it. So, I mean, that would be my thing, where I think it's just the momentum of all of life's experiences, we've just done them together.
Sometimes it's months and we haven't met.
Yeah.
But when we meet, we just pick up from where we left. Like there is no formality at all.
It's
Yeah.
the
You don't
same.
have to
Yeah.
say
That's the
anything.
beauty of
Yeah.
that long-term relationship.
And the whole time is the actual time that you were all together.
Yeah.
Then obviously when we went off to college, we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
But that time was the time that bonded us well.
And actually also even when you went to college, like
हाँ,
pockets थे.
Yeah, yeah.
चार हम एक college चले गए,
Exactly.
चार हम एक college चले
Yeah.
गए, so we were together but not together. So
Yeah.
that I think kind of
That helped
also.
also.
We made friends in college also, but somehow
Yeah.
I would always think these are my real friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I had
Somehow,
this thing.
the school friends are the
School
real
friends are
friends.
the
It's just
Yeah.
easiest with these guys, You're more comfortable.
Because they've known you since, you've grown up with them. So they've known you since you were younger and how you have evolved also.
I mean,
So they've seen you at your each
There are
part.
no hang-ups or anything.
I mean, for me, there is no judgment.
No judgment.
No judgment.
That's not true.
That's not judgment,
cases.
लेकिन फिर we give each other margin. मतलब judgment हम me एक दूसरे के साथ नहीं होते. It's only between us. You will not go out to another person. That's all.
Yeah.
It will be between us.
Yeah.
But for me, मैं ये कहती हूँ for me to be with them is the real me. I don't have to watch my mouth. I don't know. They know me who I am. I'm not fake or pretentious in front of them. I've grown up with them. They've seen me. We've seen each other at every stage of life.
Yeah.
Or so it's comforting to be with them. I know a lot. I've made friends, just you asked before, and yes, but I still like to call them acquaintances. Although I think I meet them more often than these guys at times.
Yeah, obviously.
But when you say friends, I say these are my friends.
Yeah.
It's always been like that.
As you said that when you went to college, some of them were together and some were not together. So when you all started school, who became friends first? Because I'm thinking कि जब schooling start हुई थी तो सारे एक साथ एक ही time पे school में नहीं गए. So किस stage पे कौन हुआ?
So I think like some of us were in school.
Montessori.
Bachpan se, yeah, exactly.
Me.
So I'm Montessori, Asma's Montessori.
We were in different sections, but then
Yeah, and
I
then
came in
some.
grade 1.
Yeah, you were in
Marine
one.
in grade 2, and we became.
But I would
friends in
say,
grade two.
I think it was in, I would say class 7, 6,
Yeah.
7,
Jab shuffle.
where a few of us got shuffled in different sections.
And I joined in class 8, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I came right in the middle of when this organically was happening. कि अच्छा ये group है. So I was just kind of floating among सारे अच्छे लग रहे हैं लेकिन चलो exactly. So you just kept floating till कोई it's literally like कुछ होता है ना, the thing just kept bloating, then bloating, then condensing. But वही natural evolution of the people who kind of stuck together, and you shave off the ones that didn't last, or so yeah, it was just natural progression.
Yeah, I think I can relate to you because my school friends who were close friends with me, I became friends with them in 8th, 9th because that was the time when I went to my last school because I changed schools a lot. So वो जो 8th, 9th में जब when I went to Behriya, तो वहाँ पे it was exactly the same situation. There were already groups there who were old friends together, and I was like, अच्छा यार ये भी अच्छी लग रही है, वो भी अच्छी लग रही है, किसके साथ दोस्ती करनी है? I would also like to know from the ones who are not working like full time, because most of you are working, but some of you are housewives. And I personally feel, yeah, but still you have started doing something. Yeah. Even if it is with your husband. But before that, obviously, you were not working and you were full time looking after the home and children and all the things which are at home. And generally, we feel कि housewives तो कुछ नहीं करती. But I personally feel कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि housewives जो होती हैं, जो घर में होती हैं, वो ज़्यादा काम करती हैं as compared to working women. How do you feel about that? Do you ever feel like that I wish I would have started a career, or you are happy where you are?
I think I'm the
very
one
challenging.
out of them who's never worked.
Okay.
So I don't have any regrets for that. There were a lot of points in my life when I thought I should be doing. I had set targets for myself. I have 2 boys. So when my younger one actually went into HSN, मेरा target था दूसरा वाला चला जाएगा. So I'll complete my masters, do something with this. Maybe I'll have more time.
How do you feel about being recognized as someone's wife or someone's daughter or someone's mother? Because you all have your own identity. She is so and so. She works there. She's the head of that company. Do you feel like that this is something is important for you?
I don't think any one thing defines me, or the other way around as well.
Yeah.
They're all different parts of it. Sometimes, there were years where the mother part was more. There was age when the wife part was more. Right now, my work is more. So it just, you keep
There are
sort
different
of
phases.
There are different phases, and it keeps ebbing and flowing, and all of those things make me. I am a better person at my job for having gone through all of that.
Obviously.
And I'm a better mother because I'm better at operations. That's my full-time job because it is an operation, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think, at least me personally, I don't think I have one or the other. It's all of them. Identities.
I think that as you kind of grow older also, and like all of us are early 40s now, and obviously been through 20 years of marriage or kids, etc. I think that you become slightly kinder to yourself, and in terms of your accomplishments or what defines you. Does it define me that I'm a great daughter or a great friend, or and you kind of let go of, I don't know, a lot of standard scaling or anything that you had, and you're like, okay, if I want to be this, I'm this. And like Asfiya was saying, you kind of ebb and flow. And I think that you realize that life is, you have to be fluid also, and you can't kind of say, okay, and theek hai, matlab bhi, agar if I'm feeling this today, if I wanted, and I'll tell you personally, like I'm working, but I have been like throughout my work journey also, I've done I've taken off some time to go and do my studies. I've taken off time because I wanted to do nothing. I've taken off time because I wanted to take care of my father. Like these things that way. And I think that as you grow older, you let go of the koi baat nahi yaar.
It's okay.
Because I feel like in your 20s, 30s, you have this thing, shaadi karni hai, falana karna hai, bachche karne.
You are very ambitious.
And then you're like, ab ye ho gaya ya nahi bhi hoya to
It's
koi
okay.
baat nahi.
It's really okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
And the good thing is, in this day and age, even if you're 50 and you want to turn around and say, man, I've been a homemaker or whatever all my life. Now I want to turn around and I want to do some kind of business, or I want to do some community work or whatever it is, And I think that's a really wonderful thing that I personally have felt in these friends, which is that we've all been together through the essay and the judgment, and also the acha yaar ab theek hai, because then you go through that journey, like in all progression, you go through the acha ab bacche bade ho rahe hain to unka, maa baap bude ho rahe hain to ab unka, and then you kind of say yaar zindagi already bahut mushkil hai. Be kinder to yourself and be kinder to your friends also, and each other.
You just talked about family, parents, bacche, and then career, and all so many things happening. Being a female, being a woman, I feel that's a lot of pressure. and a lot of responsibility on us as women, which at times we just ignore. But how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel that pressure, that burden, that, oh, I have to behave like a good daughter as well, I have to be a good mother as well, I have to raise good kids, I have to be nice to my in laws, I have to be good with my husband, I need to be best on my job because I am competing with a male dominated society? So, do you feel that pressure?
So I didn't feel the pressure of being in a male dominated society.
Okay.
That hasn't bothered me. But yes, I think the different roles that you take in life and, all your relationships and then you have to manage. I still feel like women have to sort of work extra hard to maintain it. It's far easier for the other gender.
Definitely.
And the thing is, it's sometimes I feel it's really unfair because we internalize all that stress.
Yeah.
But वही बात है ना कि I think with time you learn to. Now I've come to a point where I feel like I should not. Like Sarah said, you have to be kinder to yourself, and I am kinder to myself. And now I actually will say what I want to say, do what I want, and I can't take stress. And if it is going to affect some relationship, then maybe that relationship is not worth saving.
Yeah, but I think it's also with time it changed. Like, not to have a contrarian view to it, but it's also something I realized with having been with my husband for 16 years, where he's like, listen, I have a different set of pressures. I'm not on a vacation, right? So he's like, whatever pressure I'm taking on, the way I deal with it is different. You stress and you internalize and you take on the external validation that you need and the pressures of society and whatnot. He's like, I have consciously decided not to let it bother me. And that's a very conscious choice for my own self-protection, right? Mental and physical and whatnot. And then I realized that when you were talking about earlier that after 40, you just kind of stop. He's like, I've been that way all my life. That's the difference. You just realized it. And he's like, in general, if you look at men, when you're like, they just don't care.
They don't care.
They're like, they've done that 40 cliff of not giving a damn earlier.
Yeah.
So instead of making it why are you like this in this resentful, toxic cycle of why are men, they don't care, like, it's for our own mental and physical well-being. This is like our safe place where we can't internalize all of the stress. We have our families, we have our parents, our this and that, and we also have society's thing of what a man needs to be and are you a good provider. He's like, so we just don't internalize that stress. I just go to sleep. Because that's been my thing my entire life.
That also
Can you just go to sleep? And he's like, this is evolution. Men have evolved themselves into taking a nap when they're stressed. He's like, it's a self-defense mechanism.
You get to socialize with your husband's friend circle more when you get married. और ये मैंने बहुत कम देखा है कि जो females का जो friend circle होता है उसमें husbands are not really कम बहुत कम.
I mean,
and I have not understood that.
Why?
That's another form of compromise that we do. We have to meet them, but in their case, maybe
Obviously,
sometimes you don't even want
I
them
mean,
to
you
meet.
compromise. But listen, I can speak of my experience is that I will not ask you to meet my friends, you don't ask me to meet yours. So I was like, that's the best solution, right? So no one has to be outside of their comfort zone. There's no pressure either way. Like, I will never ask.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, unless you want to.
choice.
Exactly. So we had joint friends, which we made after marriage, which are kind of different.
Yeah.
But pre-marriage, I'm like, I don't have any expectation. Please don't ask me to meet you. Because it's just, I feel excluded because I don't have the history, I don't have context, and I'm sitting there trying. And I was like, you will feel the same way when I try to force you into this.
Yeah.
You cannot get integrated into this. There is no way I can do it. So why make you feel weird? Coming and meeting with friends who have 25 years of context before you. Right? So it's unfair. So at least in my case, I was like, you should know them, but that's about it.
I've made friends with my husband's friends' wives because I think it's been quite some number of years that we have spent together, and in fact we've even taken vacations together. Like, we just came back, and it was very nice. I'm comfortable with them.
If you click with someone, why not?
But even there are few
no
who don't click
obligation.
with- but there's no obligation. So if you click with them, that's really good.
If we talk about your parents, everyone's parents, अब इतनी पुरानी अगर दोस्ती है, तो I assume that सबके parents एक दूसरे को जानते होंगे, and it would be like home, another home, apart from your main home,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe your mother is her mother as well, and everyone knows how it is.
Yeah.
So, how is that relationship? You want to talk
Yeah,
about it?
it's actually very interesting relationship. Yeah, and मैं actually इसको बता रही थी कि मुझे वो टाइम याद आ रहा था पेरेंट्स का कि हिनस की जब शादी नहीं हुई थी, जब हिनस के घर जाए आंटी बैठी, बेटा हिना की शादी का क्या करें? इसको तो कोई पसंद नहीं आ रहा, सबा बैठी, मुझे मेरे दिमाग में ना वो कांस्टेंट एक वो आंटी की परेशानी।
मेरी भी है, मुझे भी तुम्हारी अम्मी की आंटी की पता चला।
I'm sure
She
होगी।
always would tell me that, please find someone for me. Rajput ho. Rajput ho.
Yeah.
Find someone from a good family.
Yeah.
Up she's stopped.
Yeah, she's thank God.
I think you've told her to stop.
Yeah. शादी का तो मुझे कुछ नहीं पता, but since childhood, like from personality's perspective, my mother with there's certain I have no idea why she always thought ये बहुत शरीफ है. ना बेटा उसके घर चली जाओ. एक और हमारी दोस्त थी, no names. उसके घर तुमने नहीं जाना. I remember इसके अम्मी अब्बू के always I was the one who was like, auntie, you night spend कर ले. What's going on? Like there were all of these personalities. Every parent की we used to know किसने किसके पापा
Some
से
parents are very
who's their favorite.
Yeah.
So there was this whole like very interwoven, intricate thing dance that we did of किसके माँ बाप को कौन सी बच्ची पसंद है, तो permission उसके घर ड्राइव कौन कर रहा है, किसके रात घर रह रहे
और
हैं.
किस तरह emotional
And it
blackmail
was
करके
such a yeah, and my dad always remembers the same two names of out of those 8. Sara Zera. मेरी और भी दोस्त है. Sara Zera किसी है. So it's just really like it's all of that familiarity and nostalgia. It's beautiful, like, and they're all like collective parents in so many ways.
Collective way.
So it's been and it's been a beautiful sort of.
I think now they've all sort of know now कि सब अच्छे हैं.
Exactly. कभी question नहीं किया. I was
Never,
allowed to spend. I think the most I think I've spent nights भी मैं नहीं गया.
हाँ.
Very in
I
college.
think we've been
That was
very
the most,
house.
तो मतलब कभी question नहीं किया. अच्छा नहीं. मतलब कोई और किसी और का कभी नाम.
सब शरीफ समझते थे.
नहीं.
मेरीन सबसे शरीफ है.
मतलब हाँ.
हो तो नहीं.
And Bain's parents, auntie and uncle were always around and they
हाँ, वो
were.
घर ही होते थे.
हाँ, and I think our parents.
नहीं मैं सिर्फ मेरीन के लिए नहीं कह रही. Generally ये जो ये group था इस पे उन्होंने
कभी नहीं हुआ like, हाँ.
कोई outsider हो तो अच्छा ये कौन है. अब इनको तो शुरू से ज्यादा पेरेंट्स नहीं हुए चल.
And I think उनके साथ भी अब हमारे पेरेंट्स के साथ like, एक फ्रेंडशिप
Yeah.
you know over time पहले हमें डर लगता था you know like अस्फिया की अम्मी से मिलना. लेकिन अब now it's like everyone's changed and I think we've also become but now we like you know having conversations with everyone's parents asking them what they're doing and it's just nice because वो एक आपका इतना पुराना connection है that it really it
Feels
just
like home.
yeah it does
it does. And वो जो term है ना like friends like family,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
legitimately
It's
different.
Yeah.
But then I think because the friendship has grown into like you all are a knitted group of families together.
Yeah.
Some of you might have lost some of the parents as well.
Yeah.
Because that is the time when you again feel that you need someone close to you because you have lost someone very close.
Yeah.
If I talk about myself, I lost my parents together. Like they passed away during COVID, and they both had COVID basically. And जिस दिन मेरे father का सोयम था उस दिन मेरी अम्मी की death हुई. So it was such a tough time for me.
Yeah.
And I needed someone to be around me, and I needed my friends to be around me. So I don't know how it is for you all if someone has lost their parent and how everyone else was at that time around.
I can start.
Yeah.
Because I think we lost Sarah's mother. She was the first parent that we lost.
it was very hard.
It was very hard.
I mean obviously it was the hardest for Sarah.
Yeah.
It literally felt like you know
lost
some,
your own
your own
yeah.
parent.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah, it was like that. And I remember like the night before, like I was staying the night with Sarah at the hospital. And then and we both wanted to stay the night that end, but Abira said,
No, go, and then I came to your house.
Yeah, he came to my house and then
She
Rasta
called.
mein thi and you called and I went back to the hospital and she came later.
Yeah.
But
But I think if I can just speak on that, so I lost my mom, then I lost my dad a few years ago, and I think that, and a few of us have lost, Mahina's dad, Asma's dad, and I think that what's been really wonderful, mashallah, is that no matter what time it's been, no matter what circumstance it's been, like they've been there, like. I mean, there's never a question of, acha, somebody's in the hospital or whatever. There's a thing, acha, kya karna hai, kab pahunch rahe hain? It doesn't matter, it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I mean, even when I think Ammi passed away, you guys were there. They were there at like 3 baje.
You were not there also when she went to eat.
Yeah, I wasn't here when she went into. Yeah, I wasn't here. I wasn't living it. But I think that support of.
Nothing can be.
Like, I just think little things like. When my mom passed away, so I had come at the drop of a hat from like Manchester, and just little things like, you remember, kacha, wo falane ne ye aapko pucha tha. Like just a small thing, like, and I was like, I don't have shalwar kameez. She said, okay, don't worry. She got me like 2 shalwar kameezes for that day. Like just little things, like, or people showing up, acha, chai pee le, or, And I think it's so important because
It's very
the way that
important,
your friends can sort of understand and be there for you. Also because I tell you, like, I think that there's a certain nuanced relationship that you might have with your family or your siblings where you're not so emotionally sort of open, and I think that comfort that you get from your friends and that support is everything, honestly.
So when I lost my father, so यहाँ पे बहुत you get like people are coming and there's like some you just constantly like just meeting people and of course they're coming for condolences but मुझे बस सिर्फ ये याद है that all my friends used to be there every day and I would literally be just running around and I would see their faces and it would just give me comfort and मुझे इनसे बात करने का भी टाइम नहीं मिलता था पर मुझे ये होता था कि बस है उसी से बहुत फर्क पड़ता है and it's not like I don't think we even got a chance कि हम कोई heart to heart कर सके for a very long time.
But just knowing that the
But I was
person
like,
is there. Yeah.
And so much so that my mother also used to feel so much comfort कि my दोस्त हैं वो इतना अभी भी उनको बस वो I don't know she feels like everything is going to be okay with friends are here.
But that's the beauty of that friendship.
exactly.
Because especially जब हम इस तरह के moments में होते थे खुशी का जो टाइम होता है उसमें तो सभी खुश होते हैं एंड यू रियली डोंट फील कि अच्छा कोई फ्रेंड नहीं भी आया या कोई ऐसा कोई नॉट नेसेसरली फ्रेंड अ क्लोज रिलेशनशिप व्हिच you really want to be there is not there in your happiness. You don't feel that much. But when you are in your grief moment, you really feel कि अगर वो आ जाता या आ जाती तो I would have felt better.
Given you more comfort.
You get more comfort from that person. So that's the beauty of that relationship.
It's a reality, man.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
It is a reality.
Sooner it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, you're going to go through it. You're going to go through it.
Everyone of
Your
us.
kids are going to go through it, just like your parents went through it, So
I was saying this to her yesterday. I think हम इसकी किसी friend के घर पे कल गए थे. पुल थे उसकी एमपी के.
अच्छा.
तो जब when I was entering in the house and we entered and I just said to her कि मैंने कहा now we are in that phase of life where we are going to these funerals more often. हम जब अपने 20s में थे या even 30s में थे हम जाते भी नहीं थे. पेरेंट्स जाते थे अच्छा आप चली जाएं या अब्बू आप चले जाएं मैं तो जनाजे में शामिल नहीं होंगी जनाजे में कौन जाएगा. And now especially when I lost my parents after that मुझे किसी दूर के बंदे का पता चलता है कि किसी की फैमिली में किसी क्लोज रिलेशनशिप की डेथ हो गई है I make sure I go and meet them. So that's the change which I felt in myself.
And Sarah is right, like when I lost my father, the first like feeling that I had was कि so it's happened, like मुझे था कि this is like so like it was my turn and it happened and so वो आपको एक but you just don't like think about it. But it happens, and also when it happened is when I was like, oh my god, so this is what it feels like. I was like, all my life I've been saying I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm sorry. I said I
Actually, you understand it.
and I know you also said the same thing. That feeling that you get, ekdam se you just
because you're like
you're like,
and you can't explain it.
And then when you realize, when we see in your friends group circle, the first friend who loses her parent, that really hits you hard. That that gives you a shock that this can happen in reality. Plus, then we realize that we are at that stage now. Our parents are growing older. So as we are growing older, we don't realize. We just look at them as you know,
They'll be there.
they'll be there forever as
Yeah.
they've been forever.
Yeah.
So they'll be there forever as well.
Yeah.
So that just gives you kind of a shock that, oh, okay, now, so
You
Yeah.
get a reality
yeah,
check.
ये reality check.
Yeah.
नो मैटर आप कितने लोगों को जाता हुआ
Yeah.
देख लें, जब तक आपका अपना कोई
अपना
नहीं
नहीं
जाता ना, आपको वो फीलिंग का एहसास नहीं, आप कभी भी आप नहीं फील कर सकते कि अच्छा किसी के पेरेंट का जाना या किसी के बहन भाई का जाना कैसा फील होता है. आप कह देते हैं एग्जैक्टली द सेम
हाँ,
थिंग,
you're
जब
sorry.
हम कहते हैं आई एम रियली सॉरी टू हियर अबाउट, नाउ आई एक्चुअली
Feel that. हाँ,
I
exactly.
literally feel it inside and I cry everywhere. Because पहले रोने ही नहीं आता था. तो कभी भी रिश्तेदारों में किसी की डेथ हो जाती तो जाते थे वापस आ जाते थे. अब तो दूर पड़े के भी सुनने को मिलता है तो
It's painful.
I feel like crying. Yeah,
It's very
painful.
painful.
Yeah.
Because you remember your own family
Yeah,
and
of
that
course.
whole trauma and the process we have gone through. तो वो एक naturally वो आ जाता है. खैर अच्छा, so let's talk about some fun things. Coming back to the fun part, I understand that, and everyone has said that this is your inner circle, which is very close knitted, and everyone have friends outside the circle as well. And I am a new entrant to this extended circle of friends when I'm becoming friends with many. How receptive you all are when someone becomes a close friend outside the circle.
Not really.
Initially not really.
Yeah.
मजाक में I think सब कहते हैं कि वो you know, but I
दिल से भी कहते हैं.
all the time.
दिल में आता है तो मुंह से निकलता है. वो आता है कि we've grown up, we're evolving, फिर हम kind of
Radical
जाती है.
candor पड़ा है अपने ऊपर.
So it won't be a regular thing, so it's okay. You know.
और ये भी तो
On a regular basis, it would just be the close.
So actually, I think when we started making, maybe one or two started making extended like friends. So I think शुरू में शायद हमें shock value ज़्यादा थी कि ये क्या कैसे हो सकता है. But I think we grew up and then realized that people
No, I don't
have
think
to
so.
make
New friends.
नहीं रहा जो शुरू में होता था. Maybe we were a little, I would say maybe a little jealous कि you know कि who are these new friends? What क्यों है ये? क्या है? You know, I think, but अब थोड़ा सा हम शायद अपनी भी लाइफ में इतने बिजी हो गए, हम कह रहे हैं कि चलो, you know, अच्छी बात है कि कोई ना कोई. I think we maybe become more civil now, तो थोड़ा सा हम वो होते हैं, but I think अंदर से शायद किसी को भी नहीं पसंद. लेकिन अब ये है कि if you're outsiders sitting with us, we'll be a little more conscious कि हम include करें. So I think maturity आती है, तो फिर we will not be, and I think that there was a stage when we were probably very like into each other, we didn't really care कोई बंदा बैठा है. So you know,
That's
borderline mean type.
We were cliquish, man.
Yeah.
You realize now,
Yeah.
as adults, that when you, especially if you see it in someone else or in yourself, you're like, oh my god, we were really obnoxious in that sense. And you just, it wasn't malicious.
Yeah.
It was just where you were and immature and whatnot. But even now, I think the question or the jealousy or the thing has changed to, am I not enough for him? Am I not doing what I'm supposed to as a friend? So it's more of internal dialogue. Okay, have I let my friend down? Should I not do more? What should I do? So I mean, obviously, I tell myself, obviously, I can't be there as much as I used to. So maybe they need like more support because I've been away for 10 years.
Like
So
bond is kind of.
I have that feeling that I'm just not showing up for my friends as much as I should. So granted, yes, they should go find someone else. But you feel that maybe I could do more. But yeah, it's not a resentment. It's more, at least for me, it's more of a, maybe I should be doing more.
Okay, just to conclude what we have so much talked about throughout the whole thing, how do you define the role of friendship in your life in general? And everyone can answer on their own. Some of you, not everyone is mandated to
It's
answer.
sort of a stress reliever.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed or something, you hang out with your friends and you feel better. That's what it is.
I think it's not even
Definitely.
just knowing that I have such a close group of friends. Like mainly friendship is very important, and मुझे पता है कि हाँ, I have these people here. Whether I talk to them every day or not. Like you know, sometimes we, like I said in the beginning, कि कई दफा there are months pass by and we don't meet. You know, but I know that I have them here. You know, and a lot of our friends are not even in Pakistan. But a comfort है कि हमारे we have friends that are so close, like we don't need to stay in touch.
Also for me, I think I'm the only one who doesn't have a sister. Yes?
Yeah.
So मुझे हमेशा से था बहुत ज़्यादा कि मेरी कोई बहन नहीं है. तो वल्ला मियाँ ने बहुत ज्यादा इकट्ठी
इतनी सारी
टेंशन दिया। मैंने कहा वो तुम वो रहने तो I'll give you a
Yeah.
assortment.
Chosen sisters.
Yeah.
At least she has the leverage
Yeah.
to choose them.
I don't think we did. I don't think we chose each
I
other.
think
We were stuck together now.
मुझे लगता है with age, जैसे I think when I had younger kids, I was busy with them. आप मुझे for the past couple of years बहुत important लगता है. बस but it's very वो safe space. It's very important.
Absolutely. It's complete comfort.
Yeah.
And it's something I've never been able to explain to my mom because she's never had friends. My mom, she's been a very बस मेरे बच्चे और मेरी family, मेरे बच्चे मेरे family. Complete antisocial. And I've never been able to explain to her कि she's like तुम रात के 12 बजे थकी हुई मरी हुई but दोस्तों का नाम आता है अच्छा 8 को जाती हो जाएगा I'll go मतलब there's that thing of yours where I explain mom I'll never be able to explain that's a recharge.
Yeah.
That's the recharge. Like I don't need sleep or it's the same level कि मैं यहाँ सो जाऊँ या मैं वो कर लूँ equal level of recharge and sort of safe space rejuvenation. So it's a just constant back of your head like it's there.
So before we end, I would want some of you maybe, if not everyone, to share one significant in-between moment which you guys share with each other. Maybe with one person, not necessarily as a group, but कोई important ऐसी बात जो ज़हन में रह गई हो, which is really close to you.
The most beautiful part of it, at least for me, has been the evolution and the acceptance through it. जो मेरी self-awareness as a person, I've always been, and they'll always be like, Asfiya in her space, Asfiya's, I don't like being hugged, I'm not very emotional, I'm a very, just she said, I will be there when you need me to be, don't ask me to be the hug and listen to your emotional conversation, tell me what to do. I'm the action person. But I've evolved from that over the years as well. I've become expressive and just that has, to me, signified even more that the comfort has gone even more to a point where I've evolved to be comfortable, and probably these are the only people I have revealed that to, and I probably will die with that. Because I'm like, it took me 30 years to get here with you. It's not happening with anyone else. So I think that has been a really important, at least in the last, like as you're getting older, you introspect on that as well. I'm like, I don't think that be with anyone else to have that journey of, and that acceptance of, and just, keep growing and evolving together to a point where वो acceptance बढ़ती जाती है. So that I think I've been thinking for a long time with this group where it's just I'm like, what will it take for them to stop accepting me? Like, how much can I push this? I seem to have crossed all of it and it keeps coming.
That's true. I think we've all realized that we all are different. We're not the same person. And I think initially we wanted everybody to like the same thing, to be the same and have the same values.
Do the same thing
at
the same time.
Why is she like this?
Why not?
Now we don't question that. Now we're just like,
Because I think when you're younger, you tend to measure your expectations of somebody according to your own
Exactly.
yardsticks, preferences, experiences, etc. And I think as you grow older, like Hina just said, it's sort of like, ठीक है यार, and I think that acceptance is also कि यार अगर मुझे कोई चीज है जो I may not agree with something that you take a stand for, but at exactly that way, I may be doing something that may not be your preference, or doing something, or feeling something, or thinking about a certain way in a certain way, And I think that thing of कि ठीक है यार, like what is more important? Is it more important that you and I should agree on everything, or is it important कि ठीक है यार तुम खुश हो इसके अंदर, मैं इसके अंदर खुश हूँ, जहाँ पे मुझे लगता है कि तुम्हारे लिए harmful है, I will step in. But जहाँ पे तुम्हारी choice है यार, मेरी भी कई choices है, and it doesn't make my choice wrong, and doesn't make your choice right, and vice versa.
Thank you so much, girls. I had so much fun, and now I understand why she says कि जब तुम सबसे मिलोगी, you will know why I am like this, because we all are like this. But thank you for coming over.
Thank you for having us.
no, this was actually fun. Yeah. Nice.